All right, let's go back to the cage for our fighter introductions for our main event. Here is Cody Gwynn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for tonight's main event of the evening. It is for only the second ever Valor Professional Championship, and for the first time ever will crown a Valor Middleweight Champion. 5 5-minute rounds brought to you by Visa Pest Free Exterminating. At this time, please welcome to the cage, fighting out of the Hog's red corner, Julio Gallegos.
Casey, talk a little bit about Julio Gallegos.
Well, let's talk about Boy George, brother, because that's all about Julio Gallegos. That's his thing, man. He is so intense, but I told you, as an individual, such a class act. Always doing great things for the community, a good person. And, I think the world of Julio, and I told you this before, my heart is in it for Julio. I think this is definitely his toughest test. I mean, even considering Hader, his son, and the work he did, on Hader and all that stuff in the RFA and in the XFC, it was pretty impressive. But if he takes out Sid Wheeler, that's going to be the next level right there. And of course, Gallegos looking lean and mean as always. Always comes in and prepares and trains the way a top-level athlete should. And Julio Gallegos enters the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, now welcome his opponent, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, Sid Wheeler.
And here he is, the kid, the youngster. A lot of people consider him to be the future of middleweight mixed martial arts. Never an amateur fight on his record. He went straight to professional mixed martial arts, of course, with a big victory over Jesse Grun. Then right on into his fight with Matt Bacchus with a big victory there. And now he steps into the cage against Julio Gallegos for the first ever Valor Middleweight Championship. I've got chills running up my spine right now. And of course, right now, the tail of the tape. Vince, throw it to us, brother.
Julio Gallegos at 8-3. Sid Wheeler, of course, 2-0. Very impressive. And Sid Wheeler, 13 years younger than Julio Gallegos. You see the height advantage for Sid Wheeler, 2 inches taller, and they weighed in virtually the same. Our main event tonight, Valor Fights 28. Are you ready? We are. Sid Wheeler, Julio Gallegos. Can Julio Gallegos take down another top prospect here tonight?
I'll tell you what, man, this is the top, what many consider to be the future of middleweight fighting.
All right, both fighters are in the cage. Cody Gwynn.
Chattanooga, Tennessee, are you ready for your main event? This bout is 5-minute rounds for the vacant Valor Professional Middleweight Championship. Brought to you by Visa Pest Free Exterminating. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He enters the cage tonight with a record of 8 wins with only 3 defeats. He weighed in 186 pounds. Fighting out of the American Killer Bees in Lexington, Kentucky, G.J. Gerardo Julio Gallegos. Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, undefeated record, 2 wins with no defeats. He weighed in 186 pounds, fighting out of Blaylocks, IMB, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. Sid, the All-American Kid Wheeler.
Our main event of Valor Fights 28 is presented by Visa Pest Free Exterminators.
Do either one of you have any questions about my rules? I need you to listen and obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up, back to corners, ready to fight.
Visa Pest Free Exterminating. Julio Gallegos in the brown shorts. Sidney Wheeler in the white. Middleweight vacant Valor title on the line. Pro MMA. 5-minute rounds. Who you got?
The chills are up my spine right here, Vince.
We are underway. First punch landed by Gallegos.
This is what we've all waited for right here. Of course, Gallegos, the veteran, he's been around the block. We've seen everything out of Gallegos, but Sid Wheeler, he is supposed to be the future of middleweight fighting.
Wheeler with that jab, he throws it with bad intentions. It's not just out there to poke and measure a fight.
And that's the thing, right there is that jab. You see it out of nowhere. He appears as though he's not doing anything, and then out of nowhere, so much speed out of Sid Wheeler. But here comes Julio Gallegos doing what he does so well.
And Wheeler tried to punch back on the retreat.
Well, we've not seen the big right leg kick out of Sid Wheeler yet. I'm sure it's going to come. That is a staple out of his style. It is something that separates the mice from the men, if you will.
Quite the physique on Wheeler. Wheeler, 19 years old. Gallegos at 32.
Here we go. There's the right leg out of Gallegos. Are you going to see that come in response out of Sid Wheeler? There he comes.
Split the hands, did Wheeler.
But Gallegos doing what he has to do, man. He's got a lot of power. Sid Wheeler knows it. He's not moving forward like he has in his last 2 fights.
Big deep breath from Wheeler. Oh, nice.
Oh, big shots there by Wheeler. Gallegos reaching for the leg of Sid Wheeler. Of course, Sid Wheeler, a tremendous wrestling background, as well as a national kickboxing champion as an amateur. There's the big knee.
A third. Wow. Wheeler with those long legs.
And that's something that Sid Wheeler's known for. He'll take that tie clinch, then he'll turn it into the front face lock, and he'll cause problems for you from there.
Gallegos invited Wheeler to come down and jump on his guard. And look at Wheeler. Gallegos is touched up and bleeding over the right cheek. Might have been one of those 3 knees from Wheeler.
And that jab so devastating by Sid. And again, it's because it's so surprising. It comes out of nowhere. But you know what? Gallegos doing what he has to do, man. He's pushing forward on his own. And he's keeping in Sid Wheeler's face. But now look at the eyes of Wheeler. When you see that look in his eyes, you know he's game.
Gallegos can punch hard, so he's always in a fight. And we've seen him submit guys as well. Wheeler, though, looks poised and far beyond his years at 19.
Well, that's the thing, man. He's been training since he was literally a child, you know, and that's hard to combat, man. It's natural for him. That was a big left hook by Sid Wheeler.
Yeah,
that one landed, but you know what? Right there, big stiff jab by Julio Gallegos. Pushing forward. We're in a fight here in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Wheeler with that stiff jab. Gallegos with that front kick. Wheeler finding a home for that overhand right, but Julio comes right back. Minute 30 left in round number 1. 5 5-minute rounds for the vacant Valor middleweight title. A lot of feigning shoulders, shrugging from Wheeler. Quick with that potent jab from Wheeler.
You know, Gallegos definitely holding his own here so far against Sid Wheeler, the national amateur kickboxing champion.
Stick and move, Wheeler.
But Sid, again, with such great footwork, man. Out of nowhere, he can land these strikes, and sometimes, you know, they're light, and sometimes they're deafening. You know, there's deafening power on those, and you never know, and that's what, you know, that's what makes it so dangerous.
Julio stuck a jab.
There comes that jab. That is, yep.
Down to 30 seconds left in round number 1.
And Sid Wheeler realizing we're in a 5-round fight here. He's taking his time. He's getting warm. You know, he's in a good spot here. You know, he's very, very comfortable. He's got the range on Gallegos.
That's stunned.
Gallegos comes right back, though.
Oh, Julio's eating a lot of shots. The right, the jab. Now you see the confidence of Wheeler.
Big takedown there, but right into the triangle choke.
Final seconds
The
of round number 1.
choke. Wow! How do you score that round? The big takedown by Julio Gallegos, but Sid Wheeler locks up the triangle choke in the closing moments. Wow!
Wow, Casey, what do you think? I kind of think that was Sid's round. I mean, he was really in control.
Well, Sid was definitely on his toes, but Gallegos landed a lot of solid shots as well. That one's up in the air. You know, it could go either way. We've got a 5-round fight, so we can't get carried away on round 1, you know?
We get carried away with excitement.
That means that I don't know who won this round.
Wow, who you got? It's our main event tonight. Man, Valor fights 28. Take us to the replay here, Casey.
Well, here we go. You know, Sid Wheeler doing what he does. Look at that stoic look on his face. Gallegos pushing forward. He takes a few shots, but he delivers as well. You know, if you had to give it to someone, maybe Sid, because Sid with that stiff jab, he was in control. You know, it's a dance out there, and whoever leads is the one that controls typically, and that may have been Sid Wheeler in this round.
So impressive. The high level of boxing we saw in round number 1 stayed on their feet for all of the last 5 seconds of that first round. And fans love to see the stand-up game.
Yeah, and you know that takedown, how did it score? How close was the triangle choke? Did it really mean anything? You know, how did the judges see that? That's the question here. Is it going to matter?
Round number 2 is underway. They touch gloves, 5-minute rounds. And again, the jab stuck by Sid in the white trunks. Julio's in the brown and yellow. No extra.
Beautiful, beautiful duck. And a trip there by Julio Gallegos. And the close guard by Sid Wheeler. Sid Wheeler for the first time on his back. I think the first time we've ever seen him actually in a mixed martial arts working from his back, looking for the guillotine.
And Julio slips out.
And big props to Gallegos there. I mean, like I said, tremendous wrestling background by Sid Wheeler to get the takedown and land in the guard. You know, that's really the best position he can be in for right now, simply because it's more difficult for Wheeler to get up off of his back. He can grind here. He can work here. And as we all know, Gallegos has great submission defense. Now, we've not seen the submission offense of Sid Wheeler yet, so that's yet unknown.
It's hard to show it when you're never on your back.
Looking for the ankle lock is Gallegos. Oh, wow, that could be tight. Oh, he's taking shots, though. I don't know if I would go for the Achilles lock. I would go for the heel hook here. And it looks like Sid Wheeler is slipped out of it. And that could be a big break here for Sid Wheeler.
He's trying to pull it back out.
That was a great position for Julio. And Julio ends up back on top again. Great wrestling and transition again. Going for the that is actually Gallegos' own move right there. You know, he's finished several of his opponents with that arm in guillotine. Now the left arm of Gallegos stuck under the the overhook of Sid Wheeler.
2 minutes gone by in round number 2 in this championship bout. 5 5-minute rounds for the vacant middleweight title.
Now this is something we've not seen also, a position from Sid Wheeler is how does he deal with the grind from underneath? You know, this is Gallegos, you know, attacking here, looking for that ankle again. That's almost desperation right there. That's a tough spot there. I don't know if I would have gone for that. He was in a great spot on top of Wheeler.
And you saw the quickness to cat-like to get up on his feet by Sid. Sid, hands down.
See now, Gallegos maybe a little bit winded there, bleeding from the right ear.
Yep. No further damage on the original cut in the first round on the right cheek, but now from the ear. Sid, couple deep breaths.
You know, and I'll tell you, if Sid is winded, you can't tell it. You know, he's very, very good at masking it if he is tired. Big shot there. 2 big shots by Sid Wheeler, returned by Gallegos. But still, Sid is leading the charge here.
Hands go by Sid, and the fans love it.
Sid picking up steam. We're just in round 2, brother.
Unbelievable action in a stand-up game especially, but on the ground as well.
Now that being said, at this point, you got to give Gallegos the round so far because of the 2 takedowns. Or I'm sorry, the 1 takedown, but he had good control throughout both of them.
They're in the center of the cage right now with just under 1:30 left to go in round 2. Sid goes for a takedown.
Sid Wheeler with a takedown of his own, possibly realizing that he needs something. Make sure he secures this round. Now this is classic Sid Wheeler, looking for the front face lock, dirty boxing.
And now more blood, this time over the right eye of Julio Gallegos.
That could be from the ear that's just spread out there. I don't know if there's a cut there over the right eye of Gallegos or not.
Could be right, as we're down to 45 seconds left in round number 2 of 5.
Watch for that nasty right hand or that nasty jab.
There it is. Julio fires back, but Sid able to retreat. Clean shots.
Now that's
from
something
Wheeler.
that we haven't seen in the fight yet, or the leg kicks of Sid Wheeler. That's been a defining style of Sid Wheeler, is to take out the wheels of his opponents with those leg kicks. He did it to Jesse Grun. He did it to Matt Bacchus. But we've not seen it as much out of Gallegos because Gallegos has been great at catching those kicks. Beautiful jab there by Gallegos.
Ooh.
Big left hook by Gallegos. Gets a nod from Sid Wheeler. You don't see that too often.
And Julio punches through the horn.
And a fist bump from Sid Wheeler. Again, something you don't see from Sid Wheeler, giving any respect to his opponent.
I think part of that might have been the apology from Julio because
course.
he thought it was maybe close to the afterwards. But so who do you give? You hate when I ask you these questions.
I give Gallegos the second round based on the takedowns and the control. He did have the ankle lock. Again, I wouldn't have selected to fall back onto the ankle in those positions. Gallegos could have taken that time to rest and mount his offense and really grind on Wheeler. He chose to go after the finish.
Take us through this replay, Casey.
Well, here it is. Big right hand, overhand right by Sid Wheeler. Beautiful.
Staggered him a little bit. And there's that effective jab.
You know, as sick as that overhand right of Sid Wheeler is, to me, the most scary part of Wheeler's game is that left jab, because it comes out of nowhere, and then that right leg kick. When he starts really timing that leg kick, it's vicious. And I think that moving into this 3rd round, you're going to see a work rate go up on the part of Sid Wheeler right here.
We're ready for round number 3 in this title bout. 5 minute rounds for the vacant middleweight title.
And again, another show of respect here.
Sid in the white trunks, Julio in the brown and yellow trunks. Oh, the quickness. Returned by Julio this time.
Very fast, but this is the thing. Julio's doing what he has to do. He moves forward a lot of the time. Sometimes he takes the shot, but sometimes he moves right on forward just like that. He can be effective even though he takes a shot, and that's what you have to do with Sid Wheeler. Wheeler looking for that arm in guillotine again. That is the signature move of Julio Gallegos. Finished so many tough opponents with that move, including Justin Fisher.
And Julio's going to get credit for the
There we
takedown
go.
again.
Now this is what we're talking about right here. That half guard position is where he needs to be. That's where the grind happens. He can use that right shoulder block. He can start to set up the elbows. But the most importantly, Sid Wheeler can't get up. Now he's in crossbody. This is going to allow Sid Wheeler possibly to use his legs and move and get up. You see what I'm saying here?
What an
So it
escape.
can be demoralizing for Gallegos, but he still scored here.
Does have that takedown advantage.
And at the same time, it deters Sid Wheeler from throwing that kick.
And look at the blood coming out of the right ear of Julio. And that's going into the face of Julio as well.
Yeah.
That could be impairing his vision.
It possibly, I don't know if it's superficial. I mean, if it's deep down in the eardrum, that's nasty. If it's superficial on the outside, not such a big deal.
Those knees from Wheeler, goodness. Like Julio's able to shake the blood out to clear his vision. Oh, and Wheeler knocked down.
Now he's got to watch out for that up kick. That was nasty. You saw those legs kind of go stiff of Gallegos.
And Wheeler, unbelievable
Wow.
to get to his feet.
I'll tell you what, this is a real fight here tonight at the Cam Jordan Arena. A real deal fight.
What a main event.
The
Worthy.
first middleweight champion, professional middleweight champion ever for Valor fights, and we're seeing it here live on Halloween night 2015.
That's Casey Oxendine. I'm Vince Ferrara. Nice combo from Wheeler again.
But again, the chin of Gallegos, undaunted. Such a fighter is Gallegos, but what a phenom is Sid Wheeler.
Kid's 19 years old, but Julio is so tough. Oh, another combination with started by the jab and then the overhand right. Julio charges forward.
There we go, a little trip. There could be some slickness there on the mat. That's a hard shot there by Sid Wheeler. Another catch by Gallegos.
Oh,
He's
Wheeler.
got to watch for that ankle.
Wheeler
Here he goes, Sid Wheeler locking up an ankle lock of his own.
They both have one? They both
Oh,
have
look
one.
at this. Both cranking on him. Gallegos got a heel hook. Sid Wheeler going for the Achilles lock. Who's going to break first? Wow. He continues
Wheeler
turning into a
lost
knee
him.
bar possibly.
Wheeler's
Wheeler back
out.
up.
Wow.
What a fight here at Camp Jordan Arena.
Look at these two. Look at the punches landed by Wheeler. Uppercuts, rights, jabs. Julio's right there in front of him.
Sid Wheeler tested for the first time in his career.
Oh, big overhand right to the other ear. Julio nods the head. Yeah, good shot. And he's right there in harm's way and ready
And
to
you
go.
have to think, was there damage done on either competitor in those exchange of ankle locks?
Could it affect maybe the kicks of Wheeler, perhaps?
Yeah, both men flat-footed.
Boy, you can see the fatigue on these two. This is just round
Yeah.
3.
What happens when your opponent doesn't budge when you land these shots? And that's the case for both of these competitors.
45 seconds left in round number 3 of this title fight for the Valor Middleweight Championship. Wheeler hands down, deep breath. What was that?
Oh, yeah.
A wheel kick?
Beautiful shot there by Sid Wheeler. Gallegos tucks his chin and moves forward.
Kind of a circle kick from Wheeler. Going after that ear.
Yeah, continues to attack that bloody ear of Julio Gallegos. What warriors we have here. The man who ends up with his hand raised after this fight will truly be a champion.
Unbelievable performance by both of these guys here tonight in Chattanooga. And they fight through
And then
the
again,
horn.
who takes this round? So many takedowns by Julio Gallegos, but beautiful striking on the part of Sid Wheeler. We move into the championship round.
How about the simultaneous ankle locks? That was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Well, you had Wheeler with the Achilles, you had
Yeah.
Gallegos with the heel hook.
Heel hook, that's right.
The heel hook, traditionally considered the more dangerous, but with Sid Wheeler cranking on your ankle, who knows? You know, he had the belly down. He was yanking on it. This fight has had it all, especially out of middleweights. You know, you don't see this kind of up and down action out of guys this big typically. What a fight. This would be a main event in any show anywhere in the world.
If you are in Sid Wheeler's camp, you're thinking this is perfect. To have him have this kind of challenge right now, have to get out of dangerous positions and show his defense and submission escape and everything he's shown offensively. I mean, this is great for him, isn't it?
And I will say that the corners of both of these fighters have to be trembling right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been there before. You know, we're going into the championship rounds, and you know, these fighters have really put it out there, and who knows who's winning. You know, it's really hard to say. I had Sid Wheeler winning the first round. The second round, I had Gallegos. The third round, who knows? And so now we're going into the championship rounds. It's going to be who really, you know, buckles down and takes it here.
25 seconds into round number 4, 5 5-minute rounds. Julio's been very aggressive offensively here to start.
Doesn't seem to be as much snap on the punch of Julio Gallegos, though, coming into round 4. Sid Wheeler, as always, fresh as rain.
Wheeler sticking that jab. Sid Wheeler in the white trunks, Julio Gallegos in the brown and yellow. And he's sticking that hand in front of Julio's face.
For Sid Wheeler with the reach advantage, with the height advantage, with the youth advantage, but Gallegos still standing in front of him here.
And Julio's throwing that big overhand right. He is strong if he connects on it. But Wheeler.
Beautiful. Slipping the jab of Sid Wheeler, coming back with a jab of his own is Julio Gallegos. I'll tell you this, you know, the showmanship of Sid Wheeler does so much. You know, that talks to the judges as well. He looks very, very comfortable out there. You know, and while the actual strikes themselves, sometimes they land very furiously, sometimes they're not so much. But it really speaks wonder. Your showmanship is part of the fight, and I'll tell you what, that overhand right landed.
Yep. And
another one.
2, 3 straight jabs from Wheeler. And Julio still right there in front of him.
There we go.
The kicks are being
Beautiful
caught.
kick there by Sid Wheeler. Gallegos responds, but you could hear it, man. It reverberated. It didn't feel good.
You know, Wheeler's still occasionally throwing those kicks. Julio's turned those into takedowns.
Yeah. But, you know, Wheeler able to stay on his feet during that one. And that's a big deal because those takedowns, each one of them scores. And that's something it's taken a lot of the game away from Sid Wheeler, not being able to throw those kicks. Now here we go. This is where he's dangerous.
Those knees.
Gallegos with a short right uppercut. Sid Wheeler doing his work right here. Oh, nice. And Wheeler comes back with a 3-piece.
Wow. Julio stuck one jab, and he got 3 punches right back in his chin for his trouble. Halfway through round number 4 of 5 for the middleweight title.
One thing I've not seen from Julio Gallegos are the body strikes, you know, moving forward, maybe going low, then going high. You know, he's not attacked it yet, and it could be a good strategy here.
Wow, Julio's taking a lot of punishment from those jabs. Now he's smiling and talking to Wheeler.
He's walking right through him. You know, again, I've known Julio for many, many years, and this is a guy who will not stop coming forward. And, you know, it's hard to get in his head.
Amazing that Julio, when he gets hit with a clean shot, he nods his head in acknowledgement. To take the time to do that while you're getting punched in the middle of a fight is unbelievable.
Well, I'll say this, you know, Sid Wheeler's definitely ahead in this round. He's loaded up a number of beautiful strikes there on Julio Gallegos. He continues to do such. And Gallegos is going to definitely have to move forward, get on top if he's going to take this round. Because in my estimation, if it goes the way it's going right here, the end of this round is going to be tied up.
Yeah, if Sid continues to stay on his feet, he's going to win rounds. Julio still talking to Sid. Front kick didn't connect. That was close. And Julio's still talking back. Now he looks over to us, cage side, with Wheeler standing there ready to punch him.
You know, and it could be that Gallegos is conserving a little bit to move into round 5 with full action. I fully believe that round, if we make it there, is going to be an unbelievably full of fireworks.
Wheeler is looking down at the lower body of Julio. Does that mean he's trying to set up a head kick?
Dude, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He does that sort of stuff. He redirects very well. Again, he knows combat sports extremely well, whether it be wrestling, whether it be jiu-jitsu, whether it be kickboxing. He's done it all. Fainting is a huge part of the fight game. And a big takedown by Julio Gallegos. 20 seconds to go in this round. Is it going to be enough? And I'll tell you this, in my estimation, this is the place that Gallegos needs to be early in the round. If he gets here, he can do a ton of damage, and it's virtually impossible for Sid Wheeler to get back up. He continues to try to pass the guard. I would stay here because every time he does, Wheeler is back up to the feet, and of course helping Wheeler back to his feet.
How about that? A little pat on the butt. Of course he's in the wrong corner.
Yeah.
But what a job, show of sportsmanship by Julio, and what the chin for Julio. He's taking so many
man,
clean
and
shots.
you know, I mean, what is it doing to the head of Sid Wheeler? He knows he's racking up points there. He wholeheartedly took 4th round, but man, moving into this 5th round, how's he feeling? You know, what's he got to do to hurt Gallegos? Because typically speaking, the shoe's usually on the other foot. They throw the freaking kitchen sink at Sid Wheeler and nothing happens. You know, he just keeps coming. Well, now Gallegos continues to move forward, and he's landed some significant takedowns in this fight.
Unbelievable. Still working. You see Mark Laws working on the ear of Julio Gallegos in the corner. So 4 rounds in, how do you score it?
I think it's an even fight. Possibly 3 rounds to 1 for Sid Wheeler. You know, but like I said, going into this fight, if I'm in either corner, I'd say it's 50-50. Let's go and let's finish this fight off.
Gotta let it hang out. 5th and final round, 5-minute rounds. They touch gloves. We're underway. The Valor middleweight title that's vacant is on the line right here between these two in our main event at Valor Fights 28 in Chattanooga. Sid in the white, Julio in the brown and yellow. Another overhand right landed by Sid. Vince Ferrara, Casey Oxendine on the call. Another exchange and combination, and now a little squinting of the eye of Julio.
You know what? We're in round 5 now. It's all good. Now look at this. There we go. Looking for the guillotine. Looking for the guillotine. It's Sid Wheeler. It could be tight.
See the blood still coming out of the ear of Julio Gallegos. He's really cranking it.
Gallegos got an arm in, though. I mean, is it going to be enough?
Jimmy Neely checking. Oh, he really turns it up and cranks it there. Julio hanging on.
Oh, wow. And what's it going to take out of the arms of Sid Wheeler if he doesn't get it? Watch for the dirty boxing. Look at this. Looking for the anaconda choke. Sid Wheeler looking for the anaconda choke here. He's got it locked in.
Jimmy Neely checking to see if Julio can hang on.
Sid Wheeler does not want this to go to the judges. The cage to the left of Julio Gallegos, so Sid Wheeler can't roll. He adjusts, and here we go. This could be the end.
He's got it locked in. He's going to spin it.
And Gallegos back up to his base.
Hands down.
3.5 minutes to go in this fight.
Oh, you let it go. And Julio had his hands on the mat.
Back to the neck.
Kept him from getting hit with knees with his hands on the mat.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, Wheeler, watch for him to slip right on into that guillotine again. Gallegos back up. Look at this.
Julio is busted up.
Now Gallegos coming forward here. This could be his chance. Did Sid Wheeler expend too much energy attempting those submissions?
Can Julio take this back to the mat? Sid, is he going for the choke again? Julio separates the hands, and then Sid, and might be another cut this time over the right eye.
Big shot by Julio Gallegos.
That connected. A right by Julio. They reset.
Gallegos exhausted. Sid Wheeler exhausted. He was looking to put Julio Gallegos away. He was unable to do so. Now what's left in the tank but both of these gentlemen?
Wow, what a fight. A rare kick from Julio. Haven't seen too many of those. Haven't seen him go to the body.
Oh, big right hand by Julio Gallegos. This is his time. If he's going to take it, he's going to have to take it now.
Sid a little bit more tentative than we've seen, not letting the hands go. But Julio's not really throwing much as well.
Another big right hand by Julio Gallegos.
And
again, Sid Wheeler going to the knees, to his bread and butter, if you will.
Got to be careful not to be taken down here. Sid. Julio tried to catch the kick again.
Sid Wheeler again with that beautiful jab. Still lightning fast.
I wonder if Sid's hand is hurt. He looked down at it and see if he throws the right at all.
I'll
and
say
here
this,
Julio.
that was a big shot by Julio. He may have the striking advantage in this 5th round right now.
Sid had his chin up, and he took one right in it. Throws the right. Throwing it again.
Sid Wheeler actually backing up here.
Yeah, I wonder if that right hand is hurt.
Well, we're in round 5, man. This is deep waters here for Sid Wheeler. Gallegos coming on. Who's taking this round? Who's taking this fight? That's the question.
Stiff jab from Sid. Best punch in a while. Julio resets. You see the swelling under the eye. Oh, nice combination there. That right worked that time.
47 seconds. Who's going to win this fight?
Will this go to the judges' scorecards?
Sid Wheeler looking for the guillotine. But there we go. Takes the back of Julio Gallegos.
Can he get him down and do something?
Gallegos looking possibly for an arm lock. It's not a good spot here. If Sid gets that suplex, it could be a big deal. But Gallegos turns it around, lands some big shots.
15 seconds left in this title fight. They exchange a right from Sid. 10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. Who's going to be the champion?
Big overhand right. Julio throws it back.
A big takedown. A defining moment in this fight. Wow.
We go the distance in our main event at Valor Fights 28. And both guys are exhausted and hung out with respect. What a fight. Sid Wheeler, Julio Gallegos go the distance.
Now that is what professional fighting is all about. Anywhere in the world, you turn on this fight and you're going to be entertained.
Strategy, high level of MMA, striking, grappling. You had it all in this one.
Who won the fight? Who won the fight, dude?
Wheeler.
You think Wheeler took it?
Yeah, I do. I know the takedowns are significant, but I think, let's take us through the replay and I'll talk about it here afterwards. This is the 5th round. Sid really wouldn't let the hands go as much.
Yeah, I think maybe 5th round, I think Gallegos took it. I think Sid Wheeler took round 1. I think Gallegos took round 2. I think Sid Wheeler took round 4. And then I think round 3 was a toss-up.
3-2 is my thinking. Here's the thing. I think Sid had the huge advantage in the striking. Julio, his chin was incredible, and he did throw some back. But I think Sid with that jab consistently, that overhand right, and then the showmanship, I think, is going to influence
exactly. I think Sid was definitely talking to the crowd, saying he won throughout the duration.
Let's find out. We go to the judges' scorecards for a main event. Someone's going to win the middleweight title. We go to Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. The 3 judges score this bout the same, 50-45 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now, Valor Professional Middleweight Champion, out of the blue corner, Sid, the All-American King.